I just call this Festonelle because it just sounded good. And put it on the menu, it sounds even better. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our pan getting a little hot. And we're going to do this one with shrimp. So first thing I want to do is slice some garlic. My pan nice and hot. And you can do this with a bunch of different things. If you want to do this with any other kind of fish, it would really work well. But I think shrimp, most people like shrimp. I happen to really like, myself, I like the Gulf white shrimp. They come out of the Gulf of Mexico, Texas. But shrimp, white Gulf shrimp, I think are the best. Flavor-wise, you know that you're getting a good product. They're reasonably priced. And if you want to go a little larger, you go U15, which means there's under 15 to a pound. But what I have right here is, I've got these guys are 1620s, means they're 16 to 20, somewhere in there to a pound. All right, so we get our garlic going a little bit. We're going to toast that up. And what I look for in the garlic is I want it to brown. I don't want it to burn, but you want it toasted. You want to get a little brown. So that's going. Now the shrimp, what we do is we take the back, we take the shell off, we take a little paring knife down the back, and we pull out that little black, it looks like a vein. It's really not a vein. What it is the digestive tract on the shrimp. Now that I told you that, you're going to want to clean that out, right? If you weren't sure before, now you're really sure. So you want to clean it out. There's no value to it, and actually just it doesn't have a very nice taste. So we clean our shrimp. I leave the tails on. You could take the tails off if you wanted to, because we're going to chop these guys up. We're going to do a rough chop, but the theory is that they're going to curl less. I mean, really, the best way to cook shrimp, I think, is you could cook them right in the shell, and you could do it right in the pan. And what happens is there's a lot of liquid and water in the shrimp itself. It stays inside the shell. Plus, the shell keeps it from shrinking up, curling up. So you could do it that way. But at the restaurant, we serve a lot of shrimp just like this. Okay, my shrimp are only going to go maybe 2 minutes on either side, and they smell really awesome. Something about cooking shrimp, I just think, just a really great dish. So we're going to turn them quick. My garlic's starting to brown and toast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some flavor, but I'm also going to bring the heat down in the pan. Okay, a little white wine is you let this cook like I say, and you can see how it's changed color. They firmed up a little bit. Let me show you the difference. Maybe we'll get one on the other side. And this guy, see, it's still a little clear, a little opaque. He's going to need another minute. But see this side, they've gotten white. I had a guest in the restaurant and said the shrimp weren't cooked properly. They were white. Well, that's what happens when you cook shrimp. They turn color. They're going to turn white. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut the heat off. That's going to go for another 30 seconds or so. Those shrimp, you could let them cool, honestly, and obviously they'd be easier to work with if they cooled off. But the theory is we take off the shell, just twist off the tails now, and then we're just going to do a rough chop. Okay, and again, this is easier when it's all cool. But the idea is we're going to go right into our pan with them. Or, I'm sorry, right into our mixing bowl, because what we want to do is we want to make a stuffing. Remember I said we're doing a stuffed pasta? Well, here we go. Rough chop. We'll start with, we'll do one egg first. We're going to start with one egg. I'm going to take some breadcrumb. Breadcrumb and the egg are the binders. And you know you have enough. A little bit of grated cheese. You know you have enough. Some dried tarragon. I like dried tarragon. I'm going to start mixing this up. If it's too moist or too wet, let me show you guys at home. See what we're doing here? Just kind of scramble that egg up with the breadcrumbs and the cheese. If that's a little wet still, it's going to be a little loose and runny. So what we'll do is we'll take a little more breadcrumb. All right, there we go. Now you could add to this if you want the cheese. I would add a drier cheese like, well, I wouldn't use ricotta here. I would use probably mascarpone, which is filtered, triple filtered, so it's really got this this thick consistency to it. A little more breadcrumb, a little more cheese. Okay, so there's our stuffing. That's what we have. Now what are we going to stuff? I've got a little bit of parsley. I'm just going to break a little parsley in there too. And I think what we'll do is pasta sheets. Now if you go to the market and you buy some fresh pasta sheets, you buy some frozen pasta sheets, you make some fresh pasta at home, it's all great. Bottom line though is, this is one of those really simple dishes. This would work well too if you had lasagna sheets. Probably the best thing to do is get the lasagna sheets, the ones that are already pre-cooked. That would work. Or par cook. Take some boiling water, drop in a couple of those sheets of the raw lasagna, just so you make it pliable like we have here. See, so we've got these pasta sheets that are pliable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a couple of strips. Let's see, we'll do one this way, two. So we get 3 strips. So what we do is we take our stuffing. All right, put a little bit of stuffing right on here. There you go. So far, so good, right? And we're just going to roll over. I'm going to make a couple of these little pasta festonelles, these rollatinis. I'll make a little more stuffing. A couple of these, they're going to go in the oven 400 degrees for about 8 to 12 minutes. And this is what we got. Again, if you're at home, a baking sheet, look at that. Tell me that doesn't look awesome. Now, how simple is this? You talk about going to the market. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you live. You go in the supermarket. There's that frozen aisle. There's some really good products in there. You can go and buy one of those frozen stuffed pasta dishes. There's nothing wrong with that. Or you can make it at home. You know what's in this one. You know the ingredients. You know the shrimp's in there. You know what you put into this thing. Bottom line, though, is this is an absolutely outstanding dish.